welcome to my kitchen very early in the morning, so this explains this. Okay, so it's Friday morning, and I said that we were going to start our sourdough bread this afternoon. So it's before work. I just, woke the kids up, emptied the dishwasher, all that good stuff you do before 6 o'clock in the morning, right? So we're going to go ahead. I took my sourdough out of the fridge. It's over here. And if you're going to bake along with me and construct our dough, it's time for you to do this as well. I'm doing mine now because this is when I have time to do it. This is our beer starter, this here, and this is our pineapple starter. I've just taken it out of the refrigerator, and I replaced the solid caps back again with the screen caps because I want this to get nice and warm. And I'm going to give it a good stir, and I have to go get my flour jar. I'll be right back. Okay, flour, and I funnel. Alright, I have to give this a really good stir. And I got my big spoon out. And I did want to point out, you see how your hooch is now settled on the top? And then this one, it has a little bit of foam on the top. That's just exactly how you want it to look. But if yours doesn't look like this, that doesn't mean anything is wrong with it. And it gets very thick. But once this starts to warm up, it's going to become really active and happy. So, I'm just going to give this a really good stir. And I can't stir this with a skewer now because it's just too thick because it's so cold. It's just rolling right off that spoon. So, I got my funnel. And I think I'm going to go with a ½ cup of flour and water.
Can't smell it.
Because it's cold. When it starts to warm up, it'll start to smell good. And it, this has an odor to it, not a bad one. And a ½ cup of water. And you know what? I can't run warm water through my filter, so I have to put cool water in there. Stir that in really well. It gives your starter something to eat. I'm just going to let that drip right off of there. It doesn't want to. Let me get another spoon. Don't you love these early morning escapades? Isn't this fun? I just want as much starter to stay in the jar as possible, that's all. Alright, now I'm going to rinse this off. While I'm thinking about it, a lot of people ask me where a water filter came from. And Rick and I have been using a water filter like this for a long time, haven't we? I'd say at least 7 years. I get those off of HSN, and they come in a twin pack now, and it's about $40 for 2 of them. But each one of these filters 20,000 gallons of water. It's supposed to last like 5 years or something. So, we've never had a problem with them. We love them. You cannot run hot water through it. But, every now and then you have an accident. You can't help it. So it doesn't ruin it. But I love them. And they really do make good filtered water. It tastes good. And it's an inexpensive way to get filtered water. So Anyway, here's my pineapple starter, and I'm just giving this a good stir with my big spoon, just like the other one.
I used to filter the filthy aquarium.
Yeah, that's why we have two. He has one hooked up in our bathroom. All right. And a half a cup of water. Or so. No paper towels. Don't you hate it when you run out of paper towels? All right. A half cup of flour. All right. Back in there with the big spoon. Make it happy. Give it something to eat. It's hungry. It needs breakfast.
This one's a lot thinner than the beer.
This one is a lot thinner than the beer. And I may just go ahead and add another half a cup of flour to it. You know?
Is this what Zach was asking about?
Yes. This is my nephew's fault that I decided to make the sourdough because he texted me before Christmas and asked me how to make sourdough. And I got to thinking, you know what? I haven't made a sourdough in a very long time. So I think it would be a good thing to do for a video. So Zach, this is all your fault. Alright, now remember, rinse your utensils, otherwise you will not be happy. I mean, eventually it'll come off, but it's a lot easier to get it off at this stage. Alright, on with the screen top. I'm just going to set it over here where I had it before, on top of the stove. And by the time I get home later this afternoon and get ready to do my bread dough, it'll all be ready for us. So, I didn't mean to turn my back on you. So, get your starter out of the fridge, feed it, and just put it in a nice warm spot and leave it there until later. When I get ready to make my bread dough, I'm going to come back and I'll post a video showing you how we do that, because we're going to do an overnight rise so that in the morning we'll be ready to shape it and put it in the pan or on our breadstone, however we are going to choose to bake it, because it's going to need a second rise. So remember, the first rise is going to be 8 or 9 hours. The second rise is going to be 2 or 3 hours. You just have to wait until it's doubled. And I am an impatient person, so I think this overnight rise is the best answer, because I'm not constantly going to be looking at it, just trying to determine if it's doubled. I'm not going to bother because I'm going to be sleeping. And I think that's the best thing, because mentally, I don't do good when I have to wait. But like I said before in the other video, sourdough is a slow rising dough. It is not something that happens quickly. And we're going through all of this to learn how to make this artisan style bread, and also to learn how to make bread without yeast, because we're using yeast, only wild yeast that we've caught ourselves from the air. So it's just another piece of knowledge and another way to educate ourselves on how the old ways are beneficial and how we can apply them today in our modern life. Some things just don't change, and I think sourdough is one of them. So I'll leave you. Have a great day. Don't work too hard. It's Friday, yay! And the weekend is coming, and it's a long one for me. So I'll be back here later this afternoon, and we'll start making our dough.